Hey guys, Danica Ferrante here from mybeautyscraps.com. I have my very first Project Life process video to share with you guys today. I was challenging myself to use up some of my stash, so I'm using some old products today. This was a Project Life mini kit I've had kicking around forever. It's called Home. I think I picked it up at Michael's. But I went through my stash and I grabbed some coordinating products, but all the cards I'm going to use are from that kit. So here I'm going to speed it up a little bit so this video isn't 3 hours long because I'm a very slow scrapbooker. So you can see I start by printing out my photos and I lay them out how I want them to be. I do use a lot of 3x4 photos. I print them myself at home. I use the Project Life app to put 2 photos on one 4x6 and then print that out at home. Then the next thing I do, you see here, I start to lay out my cards. So I'm just kind of flipping through the stack from that little Project Life packet and I start placing them around, and I kind of mess around with this for a while. As you can see, since I use so many 3x4 cards and my page protector has more 4x6 pockets, so I often put 2 3x4s together in one 4x6 pocket. So here I'm kind of messing around with that last card. I decide to use the yellow one so that that yellow journaling card on the left isn't the only yellow thing in the layout. But once I start my embellishments, which is my next step, you'll see I do pull in a little bit more yellow, so it's not all yellow right in the center. So here I'm just grabbing from my stash of die cuts. I think I will probably make a separate video soon about how I store and organize all of my die cuts. Leave me a comment down below if that's something you guys would like to see. I like to save the little bits of ephemera and die cuts and cut aparts from kits and organize them by color in my stash. So here I just start messing around, placing different random die cuts. And oh, here's a really old sticker sheet. This is a Kelly Perky sticker sheet. I don't know if the collection is called Mon Ami. I believe so, but it was from Basic Gray. So I've had this around for a long time. But I thought the colors in the sticker sheet matched really well with this card collection. So I'm getting to use up a few of those in this layout. I need to do a serious de-stash. Speaking of old products, there's some brads. I hardly ever use brads anymore. I feel like enamel dots are the new brads. But I got to use up one on this layout. Yay! So here I'm just deciding that I like where I've placed my die cuts, and I'm starting to use some adhesive. I'm just using my little snail tape runner to lay some of those down and commit to their placement. Here, oh, I don't remember the name of the sticker sheet, but it's a Teresa Collins sticker sheet. It's another old one that I just have bits and pieces left on it. This card I struggled with a little bit. I knew I wanted to use that little sticker that says the story, but I didn't really like it centered. I didn't like it off-centered. What I end up doing is cutting a little piece off of that 4x6 card and just using it horizontally to kind of ground that sticker there. And that pulls in more of that wood grain color from this kit. There you see a little boo-boo. I got some adhesive on that card, so I'm just using my little adhesive remover, adhesive eraser. That's from Stampin' Up. You can find that in my online Stampin' Up store. and the card is good as new. That little thing really works miracles. So I finally got that sticker placed where I liked it, and I'm starting to sprinkle some more of those stickers throughout my cards. This is a very typical process for me. I start with photos, I move on to my cards, and then I start my die cut embellishment sticker placement. Here is another blast from the past. Does anyone remember these Making Memories rub-on alphas? I was obsessed with them. I bought so many of them, and at the time, I don't think I realized or considered that rub-ons kind of have a shelf life. They can dry out and not really stick anymore. So I'm very lucky that these still work because they are super old. I don't even want to think about how long these have been in my scrap room, but I absolutely love them, and I have them in all different fonts still and different colors, and I use these little Making Memories alphabet rub-ons quite a lot. They even come with numbers, so I used that 27 from that same little set. I'm just using my roller date stamp. I think I used the Stampin' Up! Night of Navy ink to stamp that on there because there wasn't really any black in this layout. I usually use black for my stamping in my project life. I don't know, maybe it's out of laziness, but that way I don't have to think about a color, I guess. But here I'm starting to work on that card. I did find trying to film this process video a little bit tricky because what I normally do is lay out my 2-page spread, and then on a space over on the side is where I work on each individual card. But I wanted you guys to be able to see me working on all of the cards. So I just used that little piece of, I don't know, it's like a thick chipboard, like a backing board that came in my paper pumpkin kit, kind of as a mat. And it worked out pretty well. But it was definitely the process I was not very used to. I just put another little rub-on the bottom of that card up there. I'm really trying to use up the rub-ons in my stash. And that little bin is kind of where I keep a lot of my paper scraps, my ribbon scraps, any little bits left over that I don't really want to like file back away with my stash, I throw into there. And I also keep, one of the sections is just stamped words. So all of those little roller stamps that we all have in our collection, whenever I need to take one out, I'll just stamp a bunch of them and cut them up into little strips, and that way I have them ready to go. It seems to save time. So I just committed to that little card, added my journaling, and called that one done. You can't really read it from this far away, but that little stamped word strip says, "Remember this." And my journaling is about how my son is the craziest sleeper. I'm sorry, my layout's a little off to the side, so you can't see that little picture that's a little cut off on the left. But that was just a little image we captured from the monitor of him sleeping, and his feet are like straight up in the air. He's always in the weirdest positions when we look in on the baby monitor. I also added my journaling on the upper left. I just wrote a little story about how happy my son is on Mondays. He spends time with each of his grandmas on Mondays in lieu of daycare. And I find that that's a repeated story in my weekly Project Life spreads. I always like to write a little bit about what he does with his grandmas on Mondays. And also about how his grandmas text me pictures of what they're doing on Mondays. So that's always fun. And I guess I sped this up a little bit quickly. That other card that I just wrote, I really didn't embellish it at all. I used the card as is from the kit. And it already said handmade happiness, and that story was about my son playing in my craft room and how he loves to do projects right now especially projects with glue. So I got a cute picture of him working down in my room. And this next story is about building a play set. One of my son's grandmothers just bought a brand new swing set, and it was a family affair putting it together. It took over a couple of days actually, but the kids liked playing outside and helping to build it. So that was really, really cute, and Peter got to spend time with his cousin. I really loved that picture. Up top is the two of them with all the tools laid out in between them, and how it looks like they're the two people in charge of building this playset. And that's the story that I'm writing on this card above. So I didn't really talk too much because I'm still getting used to editing for process videos, so I think I might have made this go a little bit too fast. But I added a sticker across the top of that card. The card says "Home is where the heart is," and the sticker just has a printed alphabet and some hearts across the top. And then the rub-on down below says "Hug harder, laugh louder, smile bigger, and love longer." Just a really cute little accent with applicable words to the story. And here I'm kind of wrapping it up. So when I'm putting two 3x4s on a 4x6 pocket, I just take kind of like my B-list washi tape and put a little piece on the back to hold them together so they don't slide around in the pocket. And now I'll give you a closer look at each of the cards. There you can see it much better. That one was so easy because it was perfect as is, no embellishments necessary. I kept this layout very simple overall just because it's my first process video. I didn't want to go too crazy, and I definitely had technical difficulties in trying to upload the footage and edit it. So I can only improve from here, right? I think it came out pretty nice for my first attempt. But it was really fun making it. I love watching process videos on YouTube, and I thought I would try to share some with you guys too. Here I'm showing you just the printed cards that I left plain. But I like how this one came together, and it was really fun to make. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and I hope you subscribe so you don't miss out on my next one. Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.